Hello, friends. My name's Michelle, and I call myself the Beauty Treasure Hunter. If it's your first time here, nice to meet you. You're one of the very first ones. So please like and subscribe. That would help me meet my goals. Today, I have a lot of goodies from Profusion Cosmetics, and I have some other things mixed in. I'm going to take a look at this new Radiant Light palette from Essence. I'm going to take a look at a new powder called Pinky Focus. Going to see if it's a dupe for like my favorite powder. And we've got all kinds of goodies from Profusion, of course. A really cool eyeshadow palette with lots of amazing sparkles and some new sparkly shadows from Essence. A new bouncy blush from Profusion. So if you want to see how I got this look, then hang right with me. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with some Essence Jelly Grip Under Eye Primer Stick. Here's what it looks like. Oh, I remember it's cooling and just glides on. Holy cow, that feels so good. Holy cow, I see it all now. I think I needed that today. Lovely. I'm going to be using a lot of Profusion things today, and I have the Pigment Base Eyeshadow Primer in Neutral. Haven't used an eyeshadow primer in a long time, but since I had it, why not? Here's what it looks like. It's fairly thick, but it is spreading nicely. I can do thick if it has spreadability. And I know this is crazy out of order, but I'm gonna go ahead and do some lip liner stain, and here's why. I have noticed if I wait to the end, I've got foundation around my mouth, I have put on a lip conditioner, and even though I wipe it away, I kind of get some of that stuff on the tip of my stain marker. So I have these new ones from e.l.f. and I'm going to show you both colors that I got. Beigebait. That's weird. So I'm going to do Beigebait and Rose Macaron. So I'm going to do Beigebait on the top. The tip is one of those flat ones, but that you can turn sideways and cover a bigger area. And they kind of smell cinnamony. Has anyone else noticed that about stain markers? And so then if I want to fill in, I just turn it sideways. And now I'll show you the rose one on the bottom. There's not an incredible amount of difference. I think the rose one might be a little darker. There we go. Now we look a little bit more even. But my lips still need some moisturizing. So I'm going to use this Be Pure Hydrating Lip Mask, Night Lip Mask. I got this at Dollar Tree, but I checked. And even if you can't find it in Dollar Tree, it is on Amazon. It's like $4.47 on Amazon, $1.25 if you can find it in a Dollar Tree. Very pleasant. Maybe just the hint of like a cherry scent, but very pleasant, no taste. And I'll tone them down a little bit later. Now for the eyes, since I'm highlighting Profusion today, I wanted to show you, if you wanted a really quick little palette that has everything you need, even a sparkle topper, I love this one called Cozy. It's just a nice neutral with a little sparkly mousse on the end. By the way, you want to store these like this because that mousse, it's not a cream, it's not a powder, but it is soft, so it will kind of fall out. I've had to press some back into the pan. I like this. I'll show you what the mousse looks like. Isn't that nice? But I also love the really big palettes by Profusion. This one is out now. It's called Midnight. The overlay has the shade names. so you don't want to get rid of that. So I want to show you the sparkly ones. I'm going to start over here in this first column. This one is called Hysteria. That's what it looks like. And I'll put it right under the other one. So you can see it's a nice sparkle. In the second column, the sparkly one is called Obscura. And it looks a little bit purpley. So if you're a lover of sparkle, you're gonna love this palette. The third column doesn't have any sparkles, it's all matte. So we'll go to the third. Now we do have a sheen, but I'm gonna skip the sheen and go straight to the sparkle. This one is called Night Bloom. And it has some pink to it. Nice. Got two sparkles in the next column, Old Reverie and Static. So this one is Cold Reverie. I'm gonna put it over here. And Static is this really silvery one. My whole hand is covered in sparkle now. And I've got one more sparkle to go. There are a couple of sheens in the second to last column. We're gonna do Linger is the last sparkly one. It's this one right here. Reminds me of that Cranberry song. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to let it linger? So I love all those colors. Now I just have to decide what eye look to make today. Okay, I'm gonna go in with one called Tender Fog. It's a kind of a taupey color. And my 142 concealer buffer. I'm gonna grab my 928 crease definer. This shape will be a little bit more daring today. Let's see, let's go into this rosy color right over here. It's called Faded Vinyl. I'm picking up my 231 Detail Crease Definer. It's a little bit more pointy. Not exactly a pencil brush. Has a little bit more fluff than that. I'm gonna go down to Burn Film. It's kind of a burgundy. Now I'm gonna take kind of a flat but fluffy 226 smudger, and I'm gonna go in with the pink sparkle and see how it goes. I may have to darken it up with something else, but I'm gonna do that underneath. Yeah, I think I need to darken it first. There is a nice chocolate brown right next to it called Distant. I'm gonna go right here. Start in the triangle. I'll always clean up the edges later. Trying to give a little lift. It's a strange name. This purple one down here is called Dark Hymn. Like, you know, a song. And it's just a sheen. So I'll add that to the brown. Maybe it'll end up more burgundy-ish. Now I could use any of these lovely sparkles, but I have some more to show you today. These sparkle toppers are from Essence. This one's in 01 Frosted Shine. And I also have number 3 Blushed Stardust. And since it has kind of a pinkish hue to it, I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Start in the center and just kind of work my way over to the middle. or to the inner corner. And I'm just gonna take my leftovers and go across the top just a little bit. I find that adding the sparkle hides the crepiness. If I leave it without the sparkle and I just have the matte, I really see my crepiness much more. So we can turn crepey into sparkles too. We've been turning wrinkles into sparkles. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up the edges. Make sure I have the right angle on each side, right amount of lift. Okay, before I do my lashes, I'm gonna do my concealer, and I'm gonna use this Kaida. It has SPF in it, 35. And I have the shade number 2 medium. Got this on Amazon. It does have the metal cooling tip. However, the product to me is pretty thick. So I'm going to use my Japanese, and I call it a kitten paw concealer brush. The labeling on the side says Precision Baking. Tells you how old this is. So I'm just going to go right off the top. I love the fact that this has SPF in it. You can never have too much SPF. Because I've had melanoma twice, and the margins they have to take out, oh my gosh. I have been lucky that both times it's been in an area where it didn't have to pull too taut to get it sewn back up. But they have to take like an inch margin all the way around. And that may vary depending on the depth that the tumor reached, lesion. So I love SPF. Okay, now I'm going to use some Faux Lashes Profusion Cosmetics mascara. I think this is just a lengthening one, so I'll use it on my lower lashes. My info about my upper lashes is in the description. I'm a lash artist. I do lash extensions. The cool thing about lash extensions is how they feel. They're soft. They don't feel anything like mascara. And they last a good couple of weeks, so that's why I got into it in the first place. Okay, I do have some Everlasting liquid eyeliner by Profusion, but I can't use it to tight line. It's the kind that burns if you get it in your eye. And I could go up on top, but actually I really do prefer just a pencil liner on top. I'm going to do this NYX Vivid Rich in the shade Truffle Diamond. It's a dark brown with a little shimmer. And you really don't have to have a very steady hand. If you'll do just little bitty strokes at a time, just tiny ones. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set down my under eyes, because this Kaida concealer feels kind of tacky. Gonna use my good old H2O Lash powder and a fluffy brush. This is a Flower Beauty brush. I'm not sure if you can find it anymore. I got mine at Marshall's. And I take 0.5 milligrams of estradiol a day, and on occasion I forget, and when I do, I can immediately tell. I flush, and that causes my rosacea to come out. And if you look at a diagram of all the blood vessels on your face, it's right in here. So yeah, that extra blood flow that makes you flush, that's where I end up breaking out. My skin is like, please don't do this. Okay, I think I'm going to use this Anastasia brow pen that I found. I think it was on clearance at TJ Maxx. And I'm recently dyed. So I don't have a great deal of filling in to do. And I am not the greatest at this. I could be better if I were up close, but I am really far back. And if I look down, I have to cut out that footage because I'm looking down. But the good thing about these pens is if you feel like you goof up, then just brush it out. I feel like where mine are getting really sparse is just up near the front. Dr. Sam Ellis says you can use minoxidil just on a spoolie, but to do that during the day, not at night. You don't want to roll all over your pillow and then spread the minoxidil all over your face and then have hairs growing where you don't want them. I'm going to use some Wet n Wild Mega Clear, and let's see if I can hold them down. And I'm pretty good and trimmed right now too, so this is pretty low duty, not heavy duty. So when I have wild ones, I need something a little bit stronger. But the good thing about the ones that aren't as strong is they leave them feeling softer. Now for my sunscreen today, I'm going to use some from NYX, the Blur Screen 30. So it's a primer and a sunscreen. It does have a little glow to it. And I would tell you that it's more of a sticky primer. It is moisturizing. And I am glowy. Okay, for my base today, I have a choice, and I might do a combo of the Profusion Feel Good Skin Long Wear Skin Perfector. That's what this one says too, but they are not the same product, you guys. You turn it and the pump comes up. And I have it in the shade Fair 110. You can see it's pretty thick. It's not going anywhere. And then the one that's in the tube has a completely different consistency, as you can see. So I think I'll start off with this one, and it really reminds me of the Lancome Skin Feels Good, and I have that, but I can't find it at the moment. This one feels nice and light, believe it or not. And that's got pretty good coverage. But just to show you a little bit of the thicker version, it ends up feeling very similar. I think the thinner version is more moisturizing, which makes sense. Grab the part a little bit. Now I'm going to check my 10X mirror. This feels really good. I feel moisturized. Even over my dry spots where I've had my breakout, it feels really good. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer because I do seem to be a little bit pale. And I got this from She Glam. And it's just the bronzing drops. I don't think there's a shade. If there is, I'll pop it up. And they are pretty golden, pretty warm. And you would think that that would just destroy what's underneath, but it didn't. I really like that. Definitely be reaching for those again. Okay, because it's Highlight Profusion Day, I'm going to use this Concealer Corrector palette as my contour. And I did some swiping, and I think this shade right here did the best job and looks more like what I'm used to for my contour color. Sometimes you have to go in and push and kind of break in that product. So I'm going to do that. Let's see if more comes off. It is a thicker product, so I think I'll have to do some blending, but I do have a pretty glowy base, so that should help blend. All right, can use the flat side. This is just a Mange brush that I got off Amazon in a 2-brush set. I will link. It may not be this exact one. I think they've come out with a new version since this one, but I will put it in the description. I think this cream palette could be used a lot like the new MPH Mary Phillips underpainting palette, except this is a lot cheaper. For my blush today, Profusion has some new Blush Crush Bouncy blushes. This one's in Mauve Crush. So I'm going to use a brush that I usually use for creams, a number 47. And I know I have to really dig in to get this. The Yellow Brick Road method.
Follow the yellow brick road.
So you start in the middle, then go around. The next thing I have to show you, I'm super excited about. It is the new Essence Radiant Light palette. It's got a highlighter, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. So here's the highlighter. Here's the first blush. And it's nice and matte. And the second blush. Do that again. And then the bronzer. And it's pretty matte. I mean, there may be a little sheen, but not much. So this may be another good alternative for an Hourglass palette. So I think I shall use a Fenty 135 and go ahead and do some highlighter. We'll underpaint the highlight today. I like to go across my wrinkle up there. And then if we cover this up, we can always come back. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this blush right here. And I'm using a number 93 Angled Fluffy. These are a little bit bigger than my Hourglass Quad that I got. That was an issue, how tiny they were. You have to, you know, choose smaller brushes than what you're probably used to. Now I usually use a gigantic bronzer brush, but I'm also going to use an Angled Fluffy. This is just in a set from Walmart that came with like this really cool holder for your brushes to put after you wash them, and then you can hang it upside down. So I mean, it came with a bunch of brushes, but really what I wanted was that holder. I'll show you what it looks like too. Okay, it looks like this, where you can stick them down in there when you're done, and it has a handle so you can hang it on something and let them drain upside down. It also has, while you're while you're washing, a little scrub pad to use. So I'll try to put a link to that too in the description. Okay, now I'm going in with the bronzer. And if I get to looking too white down here with all the blush and stuff, I go in with bronzer. Okay, so I am really loving this. And they have a darker one. This is the light, but I want the darker one too, but it's sold out right now. So I've gotten several lippies from Profusion here lately. I have done the Jelly Drop, which I did in one of my episodes. It is kind of like a milk makeup jelly lip and cheek stain. I have these balms, and they both have just a little bit of glitter in them. They're really beautiful. I have this Juicy Lips that reminds me of my Summer Fridays. Look at that. Same color, same shininess. I have this sparkling lip topper. Might do that at the end. And I also have these Dreamy Lip Plumps. This one is in the shade Pretty in Pink. This one's in Cozy Nude. So they're very sheer. And Dreamy Mauve or Mauve. So that one's definitely the darkest. I think that's the one I'll use. But you know, I like my sparkle, so I'm gonna go in with the Sparkling Lip Topper, and I think this one's in Maple Glaze. I think that's the name of it. Now I'm super excited to try this next thing, and it's not by Profusion. It is from, I think it's from Kaida, but it's called Pinky Focus. And what does this remind you of? Carslan Powder. Very similar. And this one is like holy grail for me. And I think I'll have to use, oh, it comes with a puff too. Ah, look, isn't that cute? Okay. I'm going to kind of fold it to get right at the tip. Moment of truth. Have I found a dupe for the Carslan? Right now it's looking like it. I won't know until I look in my 10X. Because you can get powders that will powder you down, but you can still see your pores. It's crazy. That's what happened to me with the new Milani finishing powder. You could still see the pits in my face. All right, moment of truth. I'm going to check my 10X mirror. I do believe I found a dupe. And this one was $7 on Amazon. Yay! But I always do a little bit, look a little bit powdery. So I'm gonna try this new Essence Serum Spray. Reminds me, the Dalba. Yeah, I have no idea where mine is at the moment, but I have another dupe. This looks a lot the same. So I'm gonna shake it up. And I'm gonna do a squirt to the side. Okay. Looks very fine. Love the way it feels. Very fine mister. It does have a really strong scent, but it's honey scented, but it's strong. And now I do want to lock this in, so I am going to use, I don't have a Profusion. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the most fun thing. The only Profusion setting spray I have is from Halloween and Harry Potter. It is a glowy one. Illuminating setting spray. In a little skull, and it does have little beads, so you do have to shake it up. And I did get wet, but not splotchy wet. And it's very pleasant. No overpowering smell. Okay, I do think I covered up a little bit of my highlights, so I'm going to go back in. Just a little bit more. There. All right, so this is my final look for the day. Gotta go have some blood drawn. If you're my age or older, you know all about that. I liked both of these. I really liked the She Glam bronzer. That really helped perk everything up. But I think the star of the show for me is the new Pinky Focus powder that is the dupe for the Carslan. $7. $18, I think. And really, the 18 is not bad either, but this is fantastic. So excited. So, thank you for spending time with me today. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing great. Leave me a comment and I'll comment back. It may take me a day or two, but I'll get around to it. Let me know where you're from. I keep telling my husband where I'm making new friends and where they're from. I hope spending this time with me took your cares away for just a little while, and I hope you see me next time.